wasted money on cures. Forgot how to fix myself. They say that time is free. Then why is it so precious? Oh, I'll say memories in my head, like Polaroids on walls. They remind you to look ahead. Time is running out. Time is running out. Lately I've lost my track. I've sailed the deepest seas, hoping to find something to bring back better times. Oh, I'll say memories in my head, like Polaroids on walls. They remind you to look ahead. But time is running out. 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 Time is running. Time is running out. Time is running out. What if my best days are over? They can be over. They can't be over now. Time is running out. What if my best days are over? They can't be over now.
Hello. You're right. There wasn't a moment where the music kind of thought, oh, it's the end. But hello, welcome to our festive revision blast. I realised very late on that I should have been wearing my Christmas jumper or some ears or a Santa hat or something to mark the occasion. I do have a Star Wars Christmas T-shirt with. Oh, you've got baubles on. Oh,
It's a festive area, a bit of sparkle, you know.
I know. I've let the side down terribly. I was going to wear. I've got like one with it's a Star Wars AT-AT walker, but it's got reindeer horns and a red nose. Yeah, like Rudolph as a Star Wars. I nearly wore it. But then I forgot.
I have got Karl Marx in a Santa hat that says, "All I want for Christmas is the factors of production."
Oh well, that was Well, you should have worn that, shouldn't you? But anyway.
Yeah, shit.
We've got some a range of activities for you today. So if you are watching live, please do join in with them, and we'll get going with it very, very quickly. I don't think our introduction song was sufficiently festive, so I'm hoping as we get some of the activities through this, they'll be a bit more lively. Okay.
Definitely a bit festive, isn't it? A bit lively.
Yeah, here we go. So,
Right.
our first activity, over to Sarah for the Christmas 60-second challenge.
Yeah, so we're going to do a bit of matching up to get us warmed up today. And it is simply match the theory with the key study. So you'll get given, theories, Marxism, feminism, etc., as you can see on the right. And then on the left, we've got some key studies. Also, there is a fictional festive study in there, but you still have to match it up. Okay, so
I wonder which one it could possibly be.
No, I mean, don't write it down and use it in your exam.
Okay, here we go.
I told me to write that one.
I'm hoping you can hear the music today.
We can indeed, I think, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times,
You don't have to do all of them. If you know one,
we'll
pop
be
it in.
chilling and having a good
And you have to write them all out. The number and the letter.
The snow is falling, or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I
Brooke has come in with E1.
and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't
Oh.
matter, it's Christmas in my heart.
Looking.
Oh, that's our 60 seconds up. The cuckoo
There
clock
we
is
go.
telling. Cuckoo clock is telling us that our 60 seconds are up. Brooke came
The
in
little
E1.
Well done. That's a very good start. We've got Arwen with 4A. Let's have a look at 4A. Yeah, that looks good to me. And then we've got Brooke with some more. We've got A4.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, lovely. We've got B6. Lovely. This should be a reasonably easy one. It's a good, nice one to get warmed up. We've got Arwen with a 5D. I'm not even looking in order, to be honest. Let's have a look at 5D. Excellent
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, look at all these answers coming in. Well done. Brooke with a D5 and an F3. Oh, well done with the F3. Obviously, very important study there. Yes.
Excellent.
Series of
Lots-
Santa Claus should be added to the specification, hopefully, next time they update it.
Yeah, don't accidentally use that one with you. Okay, here we go. There we go. There's the.
Don't add that to your vision notes now. There we go, all matched up. So we had Bowles and Gintis with both of those lovely Marxist theories that we use for education. We had Durkheim. The original study was called Education and Sociology, but you don't have to know that. But you need to know that it links with social solidarity and role allocation. Hall et al., who probably have come across by now for crime, being a neo-Marxist study. Becker, who you know from Education and Crime as an interactionist. Sue Sharp, Just Like a Girl. You might have come across that in Family, if you do families as well as education, being a liberal feminist, kind of March of Progress study. And then we've got Chris Kringle and the North Pole Research Institute, who are completely fictional and do not exist. So theories of Santa Claus, of course, could be some very valid sociology, but it won't be in your exams.
Okay. We've got a little activity now called Santa's Riddle. Santa is going to fly across the screen with his reindeer and sleigh and reveal 3 clues to a sociologist. And I want you to see if you can work out which sociologist, how quickly you can work out which sociologist it's referring to, see how few clues you need. So you can always have a guess from the first clue. It doesn't matter if it's wrong or, you know, you can put in as many wrong answers before you get the right one as you want. It's Christmas. I've not made this too difficult, I don't think. I think someone will get it. Someone will get it. Here we go. Oh, what lovely music. There you go.
Like a Christmas horror film.
Especially that ho ho ho. I'm an Italian Marxist.
Ooh.
I'm not an Italian Marxist. Well, I'm not Italian anyway. Where's the, what have we got? Anyone think they might know it just from I'm an Italian Marxist?
Oh, it'd be brave having a go now, I think. That'd be good if you got it. Some people might be a particular fan of this person's work.
They might be.
Oh, Brooks coming with a guess.
Brooks suggested Gramsci. Could be. Shall we see? Keep that. Hold on to that thought.
If it fits, yeah.
Yeah. Now, some of these, depending on what topic you do. Oh, Scarlett suggested Althusser. I wrote about organic intellectuals, so this is going to be something which perhaps those doing beliefs might be more likely to recognise than, if you do a different topic. But so far we've had Gramsci or Althusser.
So we're right on the neo-Marxist or the Marxist side of things, yeah?
I'm just going to say their full names just in case that helps anyone from linguistically. Oh, Brooks sticking with Gramsci. So Gramsci or Gramsci is Antonio, whereas Althusser is Louis. I don't know if that helps you linguistically. Those of you who think they know
Nationality, perhaps?
where names come from might think, oh, one of those sounds more Italian than the other, perhaps. Let's let's have one more clue, and I think this one will clinch it if you haven't already got it. I am most associated with the concept of hegemony or hegemony, depending on your preferred pronunciation. Which of these people is most associated with that concept? Well done, Brooke. You got it very, very early on. It was
It
very impressive. Okay, well done. Back to Sarah for the conveyor belt activity. Do you want to explain?
I will explain this. Yes, we are going to look at some education policies. Well, they're mostly education policies. No, actually, a bit of education, a bit of family as well.
Yeah, policies generally.
Policies in general. We're going to look at 6 policies, and they're going to come along the conveyor belt. And the question is, which of these policies have increased equality? So which of these policies have made things better in society? Arguably, because I think probably you could have a debate about some of these, but which would arguably have been argued to increase equality and made things better, right? And then you just got to kind of pick the ones. So they are numbered. They're numbered 1 to 6. So pick the ones that you would say have increased equality.
Okay, so they're going to come past reasonably slowly along the conveyor belt. So there's time to spot them as they go. Okay. Well, I like this music.
Coming in strong with free school meals. Have free school meals increased equality or have they decreased equality? League tables, have they increased equality? The Equal Pay Act. What would Too Sharp say? The 2-child benefit cap, so that was kind of, making it only benefits available to children.
Which has now been removed, of course. Section 28, also gone.
Let us know. And we've got finally pupil premium, another education policy. Has it made things more equal? Or at least tried. Has it tried to make things more equal? So there we go.
Oh, well, that helps matters because we've got them all on the screen now, so even if you miss them.
There we go. Lovely bit of festive music there. Arwen's come in with 1, 3 and 6 in terms of making things more equal. I like that, actually. Maybe 1, 2, 5 and 6 from Scarlett. Oh, now do you know what 5 was? Do we know what section 28 was?
So
Section 28.
6.
1, 3, 6. Yeah. Yeah, we've had a couple of people say, oh, well done, Scarlett. You've gone, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Section 28 was a policy which was brought in Margaret Thatcher's government in 1988. And it meant that teachers and anyone who worked in kind of local council were not allowed to promote anything homosexual. Otherwise, they could essentially be sacked. And she called them pretended families. So very controversial.
Yeah, and then that was removed under the new Labour government after
1997. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, because they used the language of promote, but I mean, really, it meant that it wasn't taught about at all, really, in school. So
yeah, you weren't allowed to mention it because it'd be seen as promoting it. You want to know a fun fact? They got rid of the Section 28 in about 2001, but in Kent, in the southeast, Kent made up their own version so they could keep it for another 10 years.
I did not know that. Did not know
there
that.
There you go, yeah.
So, Arwen and Brooke both went with 1, 3, 6. Should we see if they're right?
Let's see if they're right. I think they've done very well. There we go. So league tables could be argued by the new right as making things fairer, but actually everything we study in terms of educational triage, cream skimming, all of these things that league tables might have led to, we generally are looking at them as not having increased equality.
And I think also with league tables, it wasn't, obviously New Right would say that it had good intention, well-intentioned policies, but it wasn't, the aim wasn't to necessarily...
Yes, it wasn't aimed to increase equality, was it? Just to increase choice. 2-child benefit cap is something, if you want to do some wider reading, talked about a lot at the moment, whether the Labour government currently might get rid of it. Yep. So it's quite a controversial topic of discussion at the moment. So that is argued by a lot of people to not make things more equal because you've got families and maybe 4 or 5 children living in poverty because of it. And then Section 28, of course, not making things more equal because of the kind of lack of inclusion that promoted. And actually the reason Section 28 couldn't really carry on any longer was in 2010, the Equalities Act essentially made Section 28 kind of unlawful. It wasn't, the two couldn't exist together. And then finally, pupil premium, definitely one that is aimed to increase equality.
Excellent. Okay. Moving on, we have the Bauble quiz, Sarah. So this is like our bubble quiz, but it's a Bauble quiz.
Festive. It's a festive quiz. So this is the one that you will know as the bubble quiz, where you need to tell us how many correct answers there are. Could be 0, could be 1, could be all the way up to 4 and everything in between. Let's have a look at the first question.
So let us know which ones might be correct out of A, B, C, or D.
Which of the following have been identified as reasons for girls' improved educational achievement? So could it be A, B, C, D, or any of, or none of, or all of? What do you think? I remember sometimes you might look at them and think, oh, hold on, no, that's about boys. But actually, when it is about boys, it can sometimes still be an explanation of girls' improved achievement.
So Arwen and Scarlett both said all. Brooks saying A, B, and D. Yeah.
Interesting. So we've got 2 people going for all so far. And then, A, B, D there.
So Scarlett or Brooke, I'm going to ask you to do this. Because... Scarlett or Arwen, who've gone for all. Could you... Because we've had a suggestion of A, B, and D. Could you make the case for C? How could you explain how C might have helped girls improve educational achievement? I'm not saying you're right or wrong at this point. We will reveal the baubles in a moment. But I just thought, because some people are saying, oh well, I know why A, B, and D might do. You can maybe explain what made you put C as well. One or other of you, or both of you. What would C be?
How might changes in the family lead to girls doing better at school? Interesting question.
I've definitely got one. Change from improve women's independence and promotes women as role models. Okay, yeah. There
we go. Yeah, so women in the home, career women, changes the aspiration for girls in school.
And well done, Scarlett. All of them. Yep. Okay.
Yep. Well done. All of them indeed. That's a whole 20-mark essay plan there, I think.
And Arvin's coming with the same. It's very similar explanation. Well done. Okay, next one.
So which sociologists have highlighted the impact of teacher labelling on ethnicity? So this is an education question, looking at ethnicity and achievement, but which sociologists? And let us know if you're not familiar with any of them. We can tell you a little bit about what they've studied. I imagine you've probably heard of all of these. Have a go.
Some of them aren't in every textbook, so they might.
Yes.
It is specifically on the impact of teacher labelling on ethnicity. Some of the others might have written about ethnicity, but not necessarily that aspect of it.
All Brooks come in with A, B, C. Tell us about A, Brooke. I'm interested in A. Tell us what the study was.
C and D. Scarlett said C.
Tony Sewell's definitely looked at ethnicity, hasn't he? Because he's quite controversial. But has he looked at teacher labelling, or did he focus elsewhere?
Was he looking in school? Or I suppose he did do some in school, but not that particular. But maybe not that bit of in school. A lot of it was more out of school, but he did do some in school. Feminisation of education, didn't he? But...
Yes.
Oh, A showed teachers racially label Asian pupils as overachievers, according to Brooke.
Oh, I don't know if it's the same person I'm thinking of. Maybe there's more than one Abraham, but this Abraham, unless there is work of his that I'm
Abraham may have done more than one study, of course.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know, Brooke. You might be right. But Abraham, I'm thinking of, is the one who did the asking the teachers to describe the typical boy and the typical girl. And the teachers all describe the typical boy as typical girl as kind of ideal. And therefore it showed us that this sort of labelling takes place ultimately before the teachers even met the students.
But not particularly to do with ethnicity, more to do with gender, are you
Mm-hmm.
saying? Is that what you... Yeah.
Yeah, to do with gender, not ethnicity. Yeah, and Cecile wrote.
I'm just having a quick look. I think Abraham might have done a little bit about, although done stuff on gender, social class, and ethnicity at different times. I think.
Oh, there we go. I reckon Abraham might actually be a bit of both.
Yeah, might have done. Not although the main one that comes up is the gender one, the one that I think that's the one most likely to be familiar with. I think, but yeah, might have done a bit on ethnicity as well on another.
Yeah, you may well be right, and of course your teachers will pick different studies for you to look at.
Yeah, shall we have a look? Which ones are you?
Have a look at the correct answers. Go on. So, presuming we're talking about Abraham for gender, Tony Sewell does look at ethnicity, but he's more focused on subcultures, family structures, and also feminisation of education. But Cecile Wright and David Gilbourne both focus their studies really specifically on the way that students are labelled in the classroom, particularly things like hypervisibility and the way that Black, African and Black Caribbean students can be labelled by teachers. Okay. Wonderful. So well done, guys. Let's have a look at the next one. We have got a question asking you, which of the following are examples of external factors influencing educational achievements? It's important if you get a question that asks you to evaluate whether it's internal or external to know that you're writing about the right things, or if you had a 10 marker that asks you to do 2 internal or 2 external factors. So what do you think? I think Brooke's come in with A and C.
Quite a few. Yeah, a few. Yeah.
Yep, Arwen's coming with A and C. Scarlett's coming with A and C. Fantastic.
Well done.
There we go. That was almost too easy for you guys. Brilliant. Let's have a look at number 4. So which of these ideas are central to Bourdieu's explanations of educational inequality? Some of these have been picked up and used by other sociologists as well. Which of them have their roots with Bourdieu?
Scarlett's saying A and D, cultural capital and habitus. I would certainly agree that those two.
Well done, well done. Yeah, keep looking.
I'm saying A as well.
Oh yeah, I think everyone's got A in their answer, haven't they? Yeah, well done.
I think we can rule out C, can't we? We know C's Bowles and Gintis.
Yeah, there we go. There's your red herring in there. See, we know where the correspondence principle comes from. I'm sure Bourdieu probably wouldn't have disagreed, but it definitely wasn't his work.
No. Shall we have a look?
Yes, let's have a look. There we go. A, B, and D. So all of them. So symbolic violence, kind of a term that's been picked up and used by people like Louise Archer. So you might come across it in other studies. And obviously cultural capital is a very widely used term. And habitus, really useful if you talk about habitus clash, when you're talking about kind of differences in social class. Well done. Right, number 5. So the last of our baubles here. Which of the following could be criticisms of marketisation policies in education? What do you think? And the focus is on the word criticism here. The one that says greater teacher autonomy could also be greater head teacher autonomy. Oh, Scarlett's come in with A, B, C. Nice. I think that's a very educational answer. Yeah, let's have a look.
Yeah, quite a few of them saying.
Well done. There you go. So a lot of people, I've just seen them come through with A, B, C. Good. So leading to greater teacher autonomy is true about what's argued about marketisation policies, but it's seen as a plus if it actually takes place.
A lot of teachers would question it, wouldn't they? And suggest that
but it's what it was sold as in the beginning. Okay, well done.
Right, we've got a little higher or lower activity now with some stockings. I've just pulled the lead out of my headphones, which I do
Oh, no.
periodically during these things. What we're going to do now, this one is not one where I expect you to know. You aren't going to know what these percentages from the crime survey in England and Wales are. This is not something anyone would have expected you to commit to memory, but it's more what you think it might be, and we might pick out some interesting. They may or may not be surprising, I suppose. So this is about victimisation, and it's about people responding to the crime survey of England and Wales. About whether they had been victims of certain types of crimes. This is from the 2023 Crime Survey of England and Wales, so we have got some. We haven't got the 2025 one yet, but we could get the 2024 one. So this is slightly out of date data, but it's unlikely to have changed dramatically in the year. This is more updated than any of our textbooks anyway. So let's have a look. Our first one is vehicle-related crime, and 3.21% of respondents to the Crime Survey of England and Wales said they had been victims of vehicle-related crime in 2023. Remember that this is tries to be a very, very representative sample of the people who live in England and Wales. So that's suggesting that approximately 3.21% of the population have been victim of vehicle-related crime in that year. So the next one is domestic burglary. So having their houses burgled. Do we think that's going to be higher or lower than 3.21%? So do we think more people or fewer people were burgled? Brooke saying lower. I was thinking that's going to be lower than 3.21%. Vehicle crimes are probably more prevalent than burglary. If we think, but this is one of the issues, of course, with statistics about crime, is that what comes under a certain heading. Vehicle-related crime feels fairly broad. Having said that, Scarlett, Brooke and Arwen are all saying domestic burglary might be higher. So we've got to split the crowd a little bit. Shall we have a look? Quite a bit lower, 1.28%. So although burglary is a very visible crime and a crime that gets talked about a lot, and obviously people have burglar alarms and get talked about on social media and Crime Watch and things a lot, actually a lot fewer people reporting having been a victim of that than of vehicle-related crimes. Although, as I was saying before, vehicle-related crime is quite a vague category and might include quite a wide range of potential crimes that involve vehicle. Okay, next one, fraud. So do we think more people reported being a victim of fraud in 2023 than reported being a victim of burglary? So is it going to be higher or lower? It's quite an interesting one, isn't it? Because we probably think of burglary as being, I'm being terribly stereotypical and generalising now, but, well, I'll put it the other way around. We probably think of fraud as being a white-collar crime. And burglary less so.
Think about a street crime, I suppose. I mean,
yeah.
Higher. Scarlett's gone in with higher.
Arwen saying lower, so we're splitting the crowd here. Yeah, let's have a look. Much higher. Yeah, 5.78, so nearly double the vehicle-related crimes. So that's interesting, isn't it? That when people are reporting having been a victim of crime, we don't know yet whether it's the highest category, but out of these ones, at any rate, the highest category is people reporting being a victim of this white-collar crime, fraud. And as we often say, that might be one of the things that sometimes people don't even know they've been a victim of, so that might be an underrepresentation, because quite often fraud might be going on without people realising. Last one is violence. So violent crime is again quite a broad category, but any crime that involves violence, do we think that's going to be higher or lower than the 5.78% of people who experienced fraud, who were victims of fraud? How many people are victims of violence? Scarlett's saying it's going to be higher. Higher. Hadia saying higher. Quite a few people going with higher. Shall we have a look? A lot lower.
I
1.28
was
same.
surprised at that, actually. I was going with higher.
Ah, interesting. The same as burglary. So that is quite interesting. According to the now we can debate it quite a lot, but according to the Crime Survey in England and Wales in 2023, fraud was actually the highest category by quite a long way, and violence and domestic burglaries were both quite low. And that's quite interesting because I suspect if we did a survey, I haven't got the figures in front of me, these surveys are done, of course, of people's fear of crime, what crimes people think would be higher. People will assume that burglaries, also street theft and robberies and violent crimes would be the ones that they perhaps most particularly be concerned about and think that they're more likely to be a victim of that, whereas statistically that might not be the case. Of course, there are lots of other things to factor in there. There will be violent crimes that that people perhaps when they're reporting having been a victim to the Crime Survey of England and Wales don't think of in that way. If they, if young people who were in a fight, for example, might not think of themselves as having been the victim of a violent crime. They might do, but they might not. So it might not be a perfect measure. And of course, we also have the issue of categorization of crimes and whether there was a reasonable number of street robberies, street burglaries on there. Some of which we might think, although they might not be considered a violent crime in the sense that there might not have been kind of bodily harm or whatever, it is if someone's coming and snatching something off you, there's a degree of violence in that as well. So how you categorise things might sometimes be a problem, which is an interesting thing about statistics in general. But yeah, I think those are quite interesting statistics, and that what we think of as a white collar crime, fraud, is the most common crime that people are victims of. Although again, fraud has changed too, hasn't it? In terms of like cybercrime, and that might have changed both the extent to which it happens, because it's a lot easier to commit now through cyber attacks, but also possibly who does it as well. They're not. It's not necessarily being done by someone in an office in a white collar kind of situation. Some of this being done, perhaps from abroad, linked to globalization and crime. People.
Yeah, organised crime.
Yeah. So quite. These crimes, the nature of these crimes are changing over time as well. Okay, I think we've got one last conveyor
We've got one last activity, and my Christmas present to all of you is a research methods activity, because I'm sure it's all your favourite topic, research methods. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some methods. The parcel's going to pop up like they did before on the screen, and what we want you to tell us is which of these methods would be valued or prioritised by positivists. Okay, here we go. We're starting with surveys and questionnaires. That's number one. Participant observation. They're nice and close, getting involved in the observation. Structured interviews. No room for follow-up questions there. Unstructured interviews. Bit of Dobash and Dobash, bit of Anne Oakley. Structured observations. And everyone's favourite research method, statistics. And I think we'll see them all on the screen in a minute. So which of those six do you believe would be valued by positivist researchers?
Oh, we've got quite a few answers come in, haven't we?
Oh, well done. So we've got 1, 3 and 6, 1, 3 and 6, 1, 3, 5 and 6. Nice. 1, 3, 6 is very popular. Anyone else coming in with a go at this one? Well done.
Yeah. Shall we have a look?
Yes, let's have a look.
Yeah, well done, Brooke, for getting 5 as well. Probably
Straight in.
Yeah, I was going to say structural observations. Yeah, we don't talk about it much. Sorry, we're talking over each because we're saying the exact same thing.
Go on.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say we don't often talk about structural observations, but it is possible, of course, to do an observation in a very structured way. You can count things, can't you, in an observation? So they can produce quantitative data. They can and in that situation, yeah, would be welcomed by positivists, even though we generally think of observations as being more of an interpretivist type method.
Yeah, and we think of them being part of ethnography, don't we, and kind of participant observation things. But actually, structured observations, I don't think we do see as much in sociology. But if you are a psychology student as well, you're probably more used to seeing the kind of categories and time sampling and things that can go with structured observations.
Yeah. Very, very good. I think everyone's done very well. I'm going to come back to the...
Everyone has done very well, haven't they?
I've done very well. I'm going to come back to the studio. Studio. And just thank you very much, Sarah, for your activities and hosting today, presenting today. And well done, all the students. Done really, really well. I don't know what we will be back in January. I don't know what we're doing exactly when. I imagine it'll be on a Thursday evening because that's worked pretty well. So similar time, we will be back with probably a slightly different focus in the new year. I haven't quite decided what yet.
If you've got any requests, get in touch. Let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's anything you'd like us to cover, drop us a line.
And if you've got mocks coming up, good luck.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And have a fun couple of weeks now.
Yes.
If you get a chance to have a break and enjoy yourself a bit, make sure you do. But do revise for your mocks too, obviously. But don't miss out on having some fun.
It's all about balance.
Yeah. All right. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye.